All right, we are in our Buff Bones class. Thank you all for joining us today. Today, we are going to use our normal 2 to 3 pound weights if you have them. And if you have a couple of towels, so like I'm on a hardwood floor, so the towels will work really well. If you don't have them, that's okay. You can still glide without them. If you're on carpet, then paper plates or something like that usually work pretty well. So we'll use those a little bit later in the prone section. I'm also going to walk through everything today kind of in a normal fashion, and I will talk through the modifications this time. So that's how this class is going to run. So we will do the quadruped, the prone, the supine, and we'll go through everything, but then I'll talk through how you can modify it if that's not working for you. So let's get started with our feet again. And I'm going to stand off from the mat. We're going to lift all our toes up in the air, spread them out wide, and then go ahead and set them back down on the ground. So take a deep breath in as you lift all your toes up. Now, starting with your pinky toe on the outside, one toe at a time comes down. Now, starting with your big toe, one toe at a time comes up. And start to feel as you do this, pinky toes go down, and then your big toe comes up. Do it a couple more times at your own speed. And feel how that feels in your body. Hopefully you start to feel in the bottoms of your feet a little bit more, maybe the backs of your calves, maybe it comes up a little bit higher for you. And then last one, stand it the other way. And then stand on your feet and really feel the earth. I don't think we take enough time to feel the ground underneath us all the time. I'm always thinking up here. So really feel down and feel the pressure down into the earth. Take one arm up in the air, take that same side foot and press it down into the ground. So almost like you're divided in half. The top half of you is reaching up. The bottom half of you is reaching down into the ground. Inhale, feel your breath in this side rib. Try and feel those ribs just open up and start to stretch. Good, and then just relax it down. Let's do that again, one more time, same side, but now add a little bit of rotation. So can you pretend you're screwing in a light bulb? It's probably the easiest way. And really feel the bone in your arm socket kind of moving all the way down here. So it's not necessarily a wrist and elbow thing. And last one, good. And then go ahead and let that arm relax. The other side, arm up in the air, that same side foot presses down. Feel like you are dividing yourself in half, and one side of you is getting pulled one way, the other side is getting pulled the other way. Start to focus your breath. Find your breath into this rib. Really breathe in and out, and then go ahead and relax. Now, one more time, we'll do the rotation. Now, think you're screwing in that light bulb again. You're rotating the arm up in your shoulder. So start to feel that movement. And then go ahead and relax down. Good. Let's kind of focus on to our breathing now. So take a deep breath in. Let's add the arms. Inhale up. And you can extend up to the ceiling with your chest and then exhale down. So let's do that again. Deep breath in, a little bit of extension up, and exhale down. Last one. Deep breath in, and then go ahead and exhale down. Now take a deep breath in and use your abs to really push the air out. So feel the air coming in from your bottom. It's coming in from your feet. So take a deep breath in. It's coming in from your feet. You're going all the way up. And then exhale, squeeze all the air out the top. Let's do that again. So deep breath in. And exhale, squeeze like you're zipping on a tight pair of jeans all the way up. Last one, deep breath in. So think deep breathe in low. And then zip up those pair of jeans as you come in. Good. I'm going to turn to the side. We'll do just a little bit of a hinge. So do just a gentle knee bend. And then I like to do my hands at my hip crease and then fold right over my hands and then come back up straight and legs straighten out. So take a deep breath in, little gentle knee bend, fold over your hands. Think about your chest leading the way and your back is pulling you back up and then up straight. Another one, deep breath in, little knee bend, hinge at your hips. Your butt probably will go back in space and then come back on up and nice and tall. Last one, inhale and then hinge and feel your back muscles pull you up. Let's do a little bit faster. We'll do 3 fast. So we'll do knee bend, hinge, unhinge, and straight. Knee bend, hinge, unhinge, and straight. Knee bend, hinge, unhinge, and straight. So again, if you were going to pick something up, you're going to go into a little deeper knee bend, a hinge, find what you need to do, pull it back up, and we're good to go. Good. So that sassy hip thing, that's always kind of fun. Your hands on your hips, one toe comes up, and you just press into that hip and then down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So add your music. I have music going. I don't know if you can hear that. I forgot to turn it off. So I can go in time with my music. A little faster, maybe, maybe not. Have some fun with it, and then go ahead and relax. The other toe comes up and you press into that foot, stretch out, and then relax, up and down. And then a little bit faster. Find your rhythm, enjoy, and then relax. So we're going to do kind of combine a couple of exercises. So take one hand up and you're going to reach down. So this is one we do laying on the ground quite a bit, but then this leg, the opposite leg that you're reaching is bent. So just bend that leg now. Push into that foot that's down, and you can get a little bit more of a stretch. Start to feel the stretch right in through your hips here. So it's more about what's happening here and less about what's happening in your arm. Good, and then go ahead and relax. We'll do the other side. Arm comes up, the opposite leg comes to your toe. Press into this foot and start to feel the stretch in your hip here. So again, think more about the stretch. Really think about pulling this hip down. As this one comes up, this hip is going to go down and you get a nice stretch in this side. And then relax and come back. Good. Let's bump our heels. So we're just going to come up on our toes and then down on our heels. Now we change direction. Again, find your movement, have some fun with it. Maybe a little bit faster for a little bit if you can. And then slow it down and then faster again. And slow it down. And then a little bit faster, one more time. And then slow it down. Good, we are gonna come down to our mat and we're gonna be on our back. So I think I'm gonna come down this way. So let's do a couple of lunges down first. So take a big step forward or a big step backwards. And you're gonna bend, a little bit of a hinge again. Hands on your bent knee, tuck your toes behind you and come down. Go ahead and press into that foot. And we're gonna try and come up if you can, or just stay down and then switch legs. So big step behind you. Oops, lost my balance. A little bit of a hinge. Hands on that knee and then down. And then let's come down to the ground. I think I'll go this way. So again, come down to one hip, arm slides out underneath your head, and then we're gonna go ahead and roll over on our back. All right, so I think everybody can see. Okay, good, we're still in view. Good, so now let's just do a couple of head nods. So your nose is pointed at the ceiling, and you want your eye gaze at the ceiling too. So if your gaze isn't up at the ceiling, you can raise your head a little bit by putting a couple of towels underneath it. But let's just nod your nose up and down. Just think up and down. Really just little gentle movements trying to release those muscles on the back of your neck. So up and down. Last one. Now turn that into circles. So they're just little circles. And really feel your neck kind of relax as you do this. And then go the other way. And last one. Now just press your head gently into the mat and then release. So think again, it's your nose going directly down into the mat and then release. And last one. I think your nose is drilling right through the back of your head, straight down into your mat and release. Just trying to strengthen up some of those back muscles on the back of your neck. Take your shoulders and now press your shoulders into the mat and release. So think that shoulder bone is going right down into the mat. But as you do that, you should feel your shoulder blades come together and then separate. Your shoulder blades come together and separate. Last one, shoulder blades come together and separate. Ah, good. So take your hands up to the ceiling, your palms are together, and feel your fingertips peel open. The heels of your hands stay together. So you get a nice stretch in your hands and in your forearms. And then go ahead and open those arms out wide. You get a little bit of a chest stretch. Now turn your palms so that they're down on the ground. Make a fist and bring your knuckles back together. Open your fingers so they touch each other. And you can bring your fingers down through your nose and you come back up and we're in the same place again, hopefully. So your palms are together, fingers pointed at the ceiling. Peel your fingers open wide, really stretch, just kind of like we did with our toes. And then stretch open wide and feel that stretch in your forearms. And then open your arms wide. Feel that nice stretch in your shoulder, in the front of your chest as you do this. Go ahead and flip your palms to the floor, kind of feeling that rotation in your shoulders. Make a fist and then bring your knuckles back together. Fingers open wide. And if you can take your thumbs now towards your face and then relax. And then here we are. Good, just your feet are on the mat if they're not there already. We're gonna do pelvic tilt. So take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, you're pressing your waistband into the mat. And then on your inhale, maybe you're pressing your tailbone into the mat. So it's just a little bit of a rock back and forth. Try not to squeeze your glutes. Try and make it all internal as you rotate your, or not rotate, you press your hips in and back, and in and back. And last one, in and back. Good. Take a deep breath in here. So feel your breath come in. Inhale through your nose. Feel your breath actually go into the mat. So try and really concentrate on your breath in your back. And then exhale. Shh. And feel that breath zip up. Feel your abs start to engage. Take another deep breath in. And then exhale. Shh. So your abs wrap all the way around and they're just squeezing the air out. One more deep breath in. Exhale and squeeze all the air out and make a little noise as you do that. Good, we're gonna now take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you exhale, bring one leg into tabletop and then bring the other leg into tabletop. Now here's where you can do a modification. If you wanna leave your feet on the floor, if that's hard for you in tabletop, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, come with me, we'll be in tabletop. One hand on the front of each leg, each knee. And now you do the pelvic tilt from here. So a little pelvic tilt and press your knees and then relax. And a little tilt and relax. So these are all your low abs. So as you do this, you should feel that the low abs, your lowest abs actually kick in. Do two more. Inhale and then exhale, really push in and then release. Good. Feet back down on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Do that little pelvic tilt. Now press into your feet. Now you can squeeze your glutes and lift your hips up into bridge. So you're going to hinge up into bridge. Try and always keep as close to your ribs, all of your ribs down on the ground. So going up high puts a lot of pressure on the top of your spine, and it really doesn't do anything. I just say it's showing off. And then go ahead and long spine. You're going to think length all the way down and come back down. Let's check in with your shoulders a minute. So think again, that shoulder press. So really feel your shoulders on the mat, feel your shoulder blades on the mat, and your palms are pressing down. So you feel your whole back line. If you press into the mat a little bit, you feel a little bit more. Press into your heels, we'll go up into bridge again. And then come back down. I've read in multiple places that bridging is one of the most important things you can do for your body as we age. It activates so many muscles that you don't otherwise get to use on a regular basis. So inhale back up again. So we'll do a couple more. And then long spine. Always think length as you come down. Last one. So we're going to press into your hands, press into your feet, squeeze your glutes up, and then come back down. Now let's stagger your feet. So put one foot a little bit in front of the other so you're staggered, and take a deep breath in, press in. Now you're going to press a little bit more into one side than the other, and then come back down. One more on that same side. Deep breath in, press into those feet and lift up, and then come back down. Stagger your feet the other way. So now you have the other foot is leading. Deep breath in, press into your feet, lift your hips up, and then come back down. Last one, deep breath in, press into your feet, lift up, and come back down. Good. Bring your feet back to parallel again. So they're kind of a number 11. And we're going to, and I'm adjusting my spine because I got a little short. Take a deep breath in, press into your feet, lift up into bridge. Now we're just going to glide. So your hips are going to go one way and then the other way. So it's like you've got a big duster on your back side and you're cleaning the floor. So just think straight hips, back and forth. It's almost like that hip thing that we did at the beginning. We're kind of doing this way in a little different position. So you get a little shorter on one side and then you get longer and then shorter and longer. Do a couple more. And last one. Good. Go ahead and relax down. Take one hand behind one knee, or your hands behind one knee. We'll do a little hamstring stretch. Straighten that leg up to the ceiling. Try and get as straight as possible. Think your heel pressing into the ceiling. So really flex your foot. Your toes are coming towards your face. Press your heel into the ceiling and try and relax behind that knee. And if you have any length in your hamstrings, you can also give it a little shove, once you get it straight. But always try to keep that sit bone down on the mat. And then go ahead and let that leg come down. We'll go to the other leg. Both hands behind your leg, just above your knee. Press your foot up into the ceiling. This is my tight side. Think heel up and toes forward. Relax behind that knee. And you can give just a gentle push towards your face. Good. And then that comes down. All right. So now just fold your knee into your chest. And then on your next exhale, fold your other knee into your chest. So your feet are just dead weights. They're just kind of hanging there. This is not tabletop. It's like a lazy tabletop. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to dip one toe down. And then on the way up. And then we'll go down on the other side. And then come back up. Now we'll add a little rhythm to it. So we're going to go down for 2 and up for 2 and down for 2 and up for 2 and down for 2 and up for 2 and down for 2 and up for 2. Last one each side, and up and down for 2, and up for 2. Good. Bring your legs into tabletop now. Both hands are going to go on the front of one knee, so your hands are kind of together. The other leg extends out straight. And again, you can put this one on the ground if this is too much for you. And then we're going to switch. And then we're going to switch. And we're going to switch. So really press your belly button down. Zip up those abs as you do this, back and forth. I'll do about 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. Good. Bend your knees in and straighten your legs up. You can point your toes or flat. Let's flex our feet. So take a deep breath in. Your hands are going to be down on the mat. And we're just going to lower your legs as far as you can keep your spine in a neutral position and then bring them back up. So again, take a deep breath in, lower your legs. A little exhale to help you up. Inhale. And exhale, pull it back up. One more inhale. And exhale, pull it back up. Good. All right. We are going to do scissors. So now we can do, let's just start with marching, okay? So we're just going to bend our legs and we're just going to march one leg at a time. One toe down, then the other toe. Good. Take a break. Now we're going to do, now you can stay with the marching or you can come with me and we'll do straight legs. So one leg comes up, one leg comes down, and it's just a pull, pull, and then switch. Pull, 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 pull. Last one. Good. Okay. We are going to roll over and be on our stomachs. So this is where you want to find, if you can find your towels. So we're going to have a towel for each hand. So let's put our towels like right at the top of your mat where you are. Move my weights. So we're going to lay on our stomachs and you're going to have one hand on each towel. So now this, again, is something that you can do against the wall if you need to at some point. It's also a good, it actually works against the wall too, which is kind of nice. So we're going to lay on our stomachs. Take my glasses off. One hand on each towel. Your arms are bent in kind of a goalpost position. Now take a deep breath in, find your abs, zip up, and float your head. And I'm going to keep looking at you, but you keep looking down at the mat. And you're going to take one arm and you're going to straighten it up. And then you're going to bring it back down. And then you're going to take the other hand and straight up and then come back down. First hand up and down. Second hand up and down. And then up and down. So finding those back muscles and those shoulder blade muscles as you kind of alternate back and forth. Now, can you bring both hands up, leave your arms bent, and come back down? So you're sort of just drawing a circle around your face, almost like snow angels. And up, just activating those muscles in your back, your upper back. And last one. Good. And then your hands come back down. All right, let's bring your face to the mat and we'll go into more of a swan position. Your hands are going to come back to your chest. Your elbows will be up towards the ceiling. And it's float your hands and then drop your hands. So again, feel those shoulder blades come together. We kind of got them warmed up and drop. Float and drop. Now float your hands, float your head, drop your hands, drop your head. Float your hands, float your head, drop your hands, drop your head. One more, float your hands, float your head, drop your hands. Now press into your hands and bring your chest forward. And again, think about your chest. And then as you come down, it's the front of your spine is rolling down one at a time. Deep breath in, float your hands, float your head, drop your hands, and think chest comes forward. You're thinking very proud. And then chest forward on the way down. Last one, deep breath in, float your hands, float your head, drop your hands, and then your chest comes forward as you press into your hands. Find those back muscles, and then go ahead and come back down. Good. Bring your hands down to your hips. They can also be under your head. So maybe let's start with this one first. So start with your hands here. And then now everything is going to lift off the mat and then come back down. So think feet lift off and head lifts off. And back down. And last one. And back down. Good. Now bring your hands down to your hips, or you can stay there. And now as you come up, your hands slide down your sides and your feet are long. And one more. Hands come down and slide and then come back. Now you can turn that also into clasping behind. So we'll do two like this. Take a deep breath in. Your hands are clasped behind your back. Find your back muscles to lift up and slide your hands down. And then back down we go. Last one. Deep breath in. Slide your hands down. Your feet are nice and long. And then back down. Good. We are going to roll over. Oh no, we're going to stay there. All right. So go ahead and put your hands back under your head again. Your feet are towards the ceiling with your feet are flexed. So think feet flat on the ceiling. And now it's just a push. Now this is all glutes. So go ahead and push your heels up and then relax down. And push your heels up and relax down. So find your glute muscles as you push your feet up to the ceiling and then back down. Push your feet up and back down. Last one, push your feet up and back down. Good. Now let's just roll over onto one side. Your head will be on your arm. And line yourself up with the edge of your mat. So you're nice and long and straight. And then your top hand could be down in front for a little bit of balance as needed, or it can be up nice and tall if you feel good about that too. So we're just going to lift and lower. So your leg is just going to come up basically hip height. So don't think about it going up too high, and try and do it with a flexed foot too, and lower. So lift and lower. Kind of check in with the side of you that's actually on the mat and make sure that your hips are lined up together and you're not pedaling into the mat down here. So your waist is nice and lifted. You're zipped up through your abs as you do this. If you're feeling pretty good and you want to extend your arms up in the air for a little bit more balance, this is all good. Reach through your heel, really reach through your heel. Good, and then come up. And now we're gonna do little circles. And I have to put my arm down for this one. So think little circles. And then go the other way. Keep that leg lifted. Your top arm is lifted. And now it's your arm comes down and then it comes back up in the air. So find that balance in your waist. Arm comes down and comes back up. Arm comes down and back up. And you can really glue that bottom leg down for a little bit more support. And up. And last one, down and up. Good. You can choose where this arm needs to be. I'm going to put it back down. Your top leg is lifted. It's still lifted. Now let's lift your bottom leg to meet it and then back down. So squeeze your inner thighs together as you do this and back down and squeeze your inner thighs and back down. Now this, you can also do all against the wall If you need to, if you're not really good at laying on your side, and then back down. And last one, squeeze those inner thighs together. Top leg is gonna bicycle. So bring it in, kick it out, and then come back around. Can you feel your leg yet? Bring it in, kick it out, and back around. Bring it in, kick it out, and back around. Bring it in, kick it out, and back around. Now we gotta go the other way. Up we go, kick and back. Up we go, kick and back. Up we go, kick and back. And last one, up we go, kick and back. Good. Bend your knees up to your chest. Your bottom arm comes out in front. Top arm on top of that. And now it's just open. Oops, lost my ear pod. Open the chest wide. And then go ahead and close. And then open the chest wide and feel that nice chest stretch. You can use your eyes to follow your hand. Let's do one more open and close. Follow your fingers as you go around. And stay there for a second. Take a deep breath in. Come back. You slide that bottom arm under your head again. Your legs are out long. Take that top arm. It's going to stretch out to the corner. Your top leg is going to stretch to the back. And you get a nice diagonal stretch this way. So really reach, reach, reach. And relax. Good. We are going to push yourself up to sitting. So your hands are behind you. Your legs, your feet are actually bent. And then now just stretch your chest up to the ceiling and feel that extension. And then relax. So go ahead and stretch your chest out. And relax. Last one. Think about the stretch. And relax. Good. Now think, still stay in a flat back. Take one arm, your hands behind one leg. And then go ahead and straighten that leg out. And then bring it back in. So your abs are holding you up. And straighten it out. And come back in. Good. Hand behind the other leg. Straighten it out. And come back in. Straighten it out. And come back in. Again, think nice and long up through the top of your head. Now, can you grab onto both legs? Can you straighten both? If not, just keep doing one. And then come back in. And both legs out. We're in teaser. And last one. Good. Go ahead and relax. And now we get to go flip over and do the other side. So go ahead and come to one hip. Slide that arm out underneath your head. Your legs are going to be out long. You're basically lining yourself up with your mat. This hand can be a balance, or you can bring it up tall. And the foot is flexed and we just lower and lift. Just lift and lower. So check in with your hips. Are your hips up on top of each other? Is your waist kind of pulled out of your mat? You can think about that chest, that stretch that we did, the hip things that we did at the beginning. Really think about extending that hip nice and long. And your leg only needs to go up hip height. We're really working on this side of your glute right here, which is so important for balance. A couple more. Keep reaching through that heel as you do this. And last one. And then we turn this into circles. So little circles one way. Find your abs kind of zip up to help you keep your balance. And then we got to go the other way. And again, keep reaching through that heel. Good, keep that leg lifted. Now your top arm is lifted and down in front of you and then back up. So think straight arm in front of you, find that balance. Your body, your torso is not changing.
down in front and back up. And last one, down in front and back up. And now can your bottom leg come up and meet your top leg and back down. So squeezing those inner thighs together. Find that squeeze, that zip up all the way through your pelvic floor. Do 3, 2, and last 1. Anchor into that bottom leg. This top leg comes up into bicycle. Kick out and around. So bend your knee, out, kick back and around. Bend up, kick out, back and around. Last way, one this way, out and around. Now we got to go the other way. Bring your knee up, kick back, down and around, up, back, down and around, up, back, down and around. Last one, up, back, down and around. Good. Take this bottom arm, bring it out in front of you. Your head will be down, top arm on top of that one. And I like to bend my knees. And then open for a nice chest stretch on this side. Inhale, exhale, bring your arm back around. Big breath in, follow your hand around. Let your eyes follow your hand. And then come back. And last one, deep breath in, follow your hands around and come back. Stay here for just a second because it feels good. And then we come back. So the bottom arm comes up underneath your head. Top arm is out in front. Your back top leg is in back. And go to that nice long diagonal stretch this way. And relax. Good. Push yourself up on one hip. And then we're going to switch over to all fours. So again, if all fours is not good for you, you can do like we did the last couple of weeks. You can do this series against the wall. So we're going to switch over to all fours. And the first thing we're going to do, so I like to do this with my feet flat because it really helps to stretch it out. But you can also try it out with your feet, your toes curled underneath you. But we're just going to just kind of bounce back. So again, we're hinging just like we were doing at the beginning. So a nice little hinge back, kind of for a little bit of stretch. Back and forward, back and forward. Good. Now come, we'll go side to side. So it's just like you're a train going around a curve. Your whole torso goes one way and then goes the other way. And then we can do little circles. And then go the other way. Good. Come to where you're even on all your hands and all your knees. And push into your hands and feel your shoulder blades come apart. So we did this laying on the ground. Now we're doing it kind of in a different position. Now sink your chest and feel your shoulder blades come together. Push into your hands, and how far can you get away from the floor before you go into flexion? Don't go into flexion. And then drop your chest between your hands. Let's do 2 more times. So push away. And then go ahead and drop your chest down into it. Good. Now just take your tail and wag it. And you can kind of look at it. So again, this is that hip thing that we did at the beginning, but now we're doing it on the side. So you're just making one waist side shorter, and then you go to the other side and make that side shorter. So one side is short, the other side is long. And wagging your tail back and forth, kind of moving your spine in a different plane. Good. Back off from the weight on your wrist a little bit, and we're just going to lift the bottom part of your hand. So just this part of your hand right here. So your fingers all stay on, and we just lift that off the mat and then come back down. Really stretches out your fingers and helps strengthen your wrists. Now, if you feel pretty good right there, you can come a little bit more forward and start to do it with a little bit more weight. So the farther you are forward, the more weight you actually have. And last one. Good. Now, think about your elbows pointed back, and we are just going to drop our forearms to the ground and push into those arms and come back up. So you should feel this all in your triceps. And the farther, again, the farther you are forward, the more weight you're pushing up. And push. And down. And push. We're going to do 2 more. Kind of find your abs, make sure they're all zipped up too. And last one. Good. Come back to your wrist, tuck your toes underneath. Inhale, and on your exhale, just lift your knees off from the mat or think about lifting them off from the mat and then drop them down. So deep breath in, exhale, lift or think about lifting your knees off from the mat and drop them back down. Last one, inhale, exhale, think about lifting your knees and then drop them down. Good. Now, go ahead and just float your right hand off from the mat and try and keep it your back level. And again, if you were on the wall, you are also able to do this against the wall. So your right hand is floating and then drop that. Now just float your left hand. Feel that oblique connection. So you should feel your hip to your ribs, the opposite ribs kind of kick in. Now float your right hand, and can you float your left knee? And go ahead and set that back down. Now float your left hand and float your left knee and set that back down. Now we're going to extend it. If you can stay there or float your right hand, left knee. And can you extend it out straight and long? And again, without flipping your hips up and down, and then come back. Float your left hand, your right knee, and think out nice and long and straight. And come back in. Last one each side. Float your hand and your knee, out long. Come back in. Float your hand and your knee, out long, and come back in. Good. Let's do one push-up just because we can. So you come back, come into whatever push-up position you want, and we're just going to push up. We'll do 3, 2, 1. Tuck your toes under, put yourself back, and we'll come up to standing. Good. Let's just do a little bounce up and down. And swing your arms forward and then come back down. And then swing your arms forward and then come back down. Good. I am going to take my mat and move it away. It gives you a little bit of instability. And we'll start with just shifting your weight back and forth. So feel your feet into the ground and now start to shift your weight forward. Feel your abs kick in and shift your weight backwards. Feel your back kick in. So just a little forward and back. And just be conscious of what ab muscles and your spinal muscles are actually starting to come into play. Good. Come to center and now go side to side. So again, you're just leaning tower. And again, feel as you shift side to side, what happens here. And now can we go into a circle? So you kind of feel your feet taking over, right? Your feet are doing a lot of work down on the ground. Now go the other way. But there's a lot happening in all of those muscles in your spine and your sides as well. Good. Come to where you're centered on your feet. And we're going to lift one heel up
and set that down. Lift the other heel up and set that down. Now we're going to lift one heel up. Keep that one up. Lift the other heel up. Set the first heel down and set the second heel down. Start with the other leg. Lift that heel up. Lift the first other heel up. Down and down. Now we'll go up on the first side and then up and down. I don't have balance today. And down and then up and up and down and down. So the goal again is trying to keep your hips level. Down and down. Last one, up and down and down. Do a little more stomping. We're doing grapes. So take one foot and just stomp on the floor, change direction, try and feel like you're getting all those grapes underneath you. Stop fast, go faster, 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 faster. Good. Relax. Other foot. Stomp the other half of the barrel. Make sure you're stomping them all out. Stomp as hard as you can handle with your bones and your feet. Change direction. Come in and out and relax. Good. Genie arms if you can. A little bit of weight over into one side. And we're going to lift the other leg up and down. So again, kind of working on balance and also the side. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Come to rest on both feet. Good. Go ahead and put a little bit. So we're going to hinge to a little bit of weight into this foot. You can bend that knee and then up and down we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Go ahead and find your weights. We'll finish off with our weights minute. Deep breath in. And we'll just start with bicep curls. So your elbows kind of stay in the same spot. Find the movement, not just in your elbows and your bicep, but also feel your abs kick in. So feel like the power is coming from your center. You can take one leg and stick it on back. And then you can start to do the other leg. So alternate, or you can stay standing. And last one. Good, out to the side. So this works your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders. So really think your shoulder blades are down and you're using those muscles to pull your arms up. Two more. Last one. Good. Bring your weights together, and it's basically just a pull up and a down. Pull up and down. Now you can add your legs. So a step back and up, and a step back and up. So we kind of can do a little lunge if you want. And down, up and down. One more each way. Good. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see. Your elbows are down, and it's basically just pull. Your elbows stay in place, and we're bending at the elbows. Pulling back for triceps. A little hinge. Try and keep your head up too so that you're actually looking maybe a little further in space ahead. Last one more. Good. Now your elbows are here, your arms are hanging. Now it's your elbows move up and down. So these are your shoulder blades, all your posture muscles, pulling back and down and back, down, up and down. 3, 2, and last 1. Good. Weights are here and your legs are in a little bit of a turnout. We're going to do just a couple of little gentle squats. Push up and up and up and up. Now, if you want to take one arm and do an uppercut as you come up, and then the other arm does an uppercut. And we'll do 4. Really push through those heels. 3 and 2 and last 1. Good. We are up to the stretching part, so your weights can go back down. Let's just take a nice deep breath in first. Inhale through your nose, stretch all the way up to the ceiling, and then exhale out through your mouth. One more deep breath in. Really think long and tall, up tall, and then back out. Good. Take one leg forward, the other leg back. Your hands, a little bit of a hinge. Your hands can go on that front knee. Your foot is flat when you're stretching that leg backwards. Inhale and exhale. Good. Take that knee up to your chest. Can you balance for a moment, maybe? And then go ahead and take that foot out in front. So your foot is flexed this way. And we're stretching the back of your leg here. So inhale and exhale. Good. Here's that balance point. You take that knee up and then out to the side. Now we're stretching out the inner thigh. Inhale and exhale. Good. The other leg. Come up for a balance. And then both feet down. The other leg. We went back first. So a little hinge, knee bend. Think foot flat on the floor. Inhale and exhale. And then take that knee up for balance. And it's going to go out in front of you. Little knee bend. Your foot is flexed, so you should feel it in the back of your hamstring, the back of your leg, the back of your knee. And then up we go, and then out to the side. So feel that inner thigh stretch. And then deep breath in. One last balance challenge. And then both feet underneath you. One last inhale on up. Really feel the extension all the way. And thank you very much for joining us today for our Buff Bones class.